Ben & Jerry's stands firm on its values and sues parent company Unilever for selling its business in Israel. I'm Jeff Beer, and this is Fast Company's brand hit and miss of the week. This week we have a hit, and it goes to Ben & Jerry's. Almost exactly a year ago, Ben & Jerry's announced that it was inconsistent with its values for the brand's ice cream to be sold in the occupied Palestinian territory, as defined by the United Nations, and it would be ending its licensing agreement with its Israeli licensee by the end of this year when the current deal was set to expire. 2 weeks ago, parent company Unilever announced that it sold the Israeli branch of its Ben & Jerry's business to that Israeli licensee, American Quality Products, to continue selling Ben & Jerry's under Hebrew and Arabic names throughout Israel and its occupied territories. So last week, Ben & Jerry's made the very rare move of taking its parent company to federal court, filing a lawsuit in New York saying that Unilever's decision was made without the approval of its independent board. In its suit, Ben & Jerry's said that its brand is synonymous with social activism, and that as part of its acquisition deal with Unilever back in 2000, it had reserved the primary responsibility for safeguarding the integrity of the Ben & Jerry's brand through that independent board. Now, to be clear, making this a brand hit is not about Israel specifically. It's about Ben & Jerry's recognizing that, as I and many others have said a bajillion times, everything your company does is a reflection of its brand. And in this case, the brand is taking extreme action in order to maintain the integrity of its image that's been built over the last few decades. Company founders Ben Cohen and Jerry Greenfeld even wrote a New York Times opinion piece last year to explain their position. In it, they wrote, quote, "The company's stated decision to more fully align its operations with its values is not a rejection of Israel, it is a rejection of Israeli policy, which perpetuates an illegal occupation that is a barrier to peace and violates the basic human rights of the Palestinian people who live under the occupation. As Jewish supporters of the State of Israel, we fundamentally reject the notion that it is anti-Semitic to question the policies of the State of Israel." The brand's focus on human rights is not new. Even just over the last couple of years, the brand has taken stronger stands in America in both words, like denouncing George Floyd's murder as the result of inhumane police brutality that's perpetuated by a culture of white supremacy, and actions, like releasing products like Justice Remix to raise funds for criminal justice reform, and Colin Kaepernick's Change the World ice cream, which benefits the football star and activists' Know Your Rights camp. But in an era rife with both green and purpose washing by companies hoping to cash in on your better instincts when it comes to climate and social issues, it's also a case study in just how prepared these brands need to be to actually walk the walk. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to Fast Company's channel, and please come back every week to check out more of the Brand Hit or Miss series.